All right, because I mean, I don't know what. No, I know what happened today. What happened was we saw old quarterback today. We saw the reason why right now. This is why the fan base is. This is why the fan base is split. This is why you hear all the drama about Matt Ryan fans against Matt Ryan's fans. Because I'm going to tell y'all, for real, this game wasn't on the defense. Y'all can tell me whatever you want to tell me. This game wasn't about the defense today. Matt Ryan can't let go of that ball, man. And I can't believe that I'm sitting here quoting, of all people, John Harris, agitator extraordinaire. And one thing John says all the time, and he's been telling me this, is, Steve, let me tell you, you got to let go of that ball, man. If you go back and look at these plays during this game, the offensive line, anybody who didn't watch the game, anybody who doesn't watch the game is going to say, oh, man, 8 sacks, man. That O-line is trash. No. I have been an apologetic person for Matt over the years. No. You got to let those receivers try to make plays, man. Absolutely ridiculous. How y'all doing? I didn't even introduce myself and everything. Y'all know it's Steve. Y'all know it's me. Glad to see y'all today. I wish it was under better circumstances. This is horrific, man. This is. I'm trying to tell you, this was horrible. This was absolutely horrible. And while, yeah, don't get me wrong, the O-line didn't play great. But half of those plays, man, that's on Matt. Matt has got to let the ball go. I see. I'm looking down here. I'm catching some of y'all comments as I'm going down. Brandy, I'm glad you're going live because I need you to make sense of what I just saw. Brandy, I can't make sense of it. I can't. I cannot make sense of what I just saw. What I just saw was garbage. I saw that garbage. Anthony Houston, I hear you, brother. Who that? I can't even go against a New Orleans fan. Who that today? That was a horrible, horrible offensive display. And I sat here and told my son, as we sit here, as my road dog, my football guy as I'm sitting here watching, and I'm saying to myself, I say that first drive, I said, if we don't score a touchdown, we're in trouble. Because they didn't bring the heat on the first drive. But as soon as they realize, oh, Matt is going to sit there, he going to try to go through every single progression. And listen, I saw a comment say, I did see a comment say who was open. You know what? There were a couple of times that they were playing tight. Come on, bro. You got to let it go. And if you're a quarterback of your worth, you put the ball out in front that they can catch it. If you're a quarterback of your worth. We paying this man $30 million, man. You got to throw the ball out there and let the receivers try to eat. I don't want to hear it today. And like I said before, I apologize for the man several times. Michael says 9 sacks, 2 picks. That's all it is. Glenn, same old Falcons make a backup quarterback look like an all-pro. And let me tell you something. If anybody want to come on here and try to tell me this is the great Taysom Hill, I'm telling you, that cat is garbage. If he runs into a real defense, they are in trouble. Taysom Hill is garbage. He is good at the 10-yard throw. I give him that. The 10-yard out to what's my man name? I forgot that quick. Michael Thomas. Just horrible, man. Jimmy Wayne, what's going on? Horrible sacks. Ken, too many sacks today. Absolutely too many sacks. And listen, I know I'm not going to put, like I said, I'm not going to put everything on the O-line, but no, they did not play the greatest game today. But some of those things, Matt got to let that ball go, man. Some of the things he's got to let it go. I'm taking some early calls today because I'm just frustrated at all this crap. Carla, how you doing? This is Steve here. Identify yourself. What you got?
What's up? This is Donovan. I'm the one that said who was open.
Okay, let me tell you something. Okay, tell me what you saw. And I know I got glasses, brother. I'm not going to sit here and try to deny that we might be looking at two different things, but tell me what you saw.
I'm just seeing the pocket collapse on all sides, bro. That's what I'm seeing. And I'm seeing no time to throw the ball. And when you do have time, we don't have a player that make a good route, a good route runner. Okay,
and I'm not going to. Okay, all right. It could be fair, but let me ask you a question. In an NFL quarterback, how many seconds do I need my quarterback to have to release that ball?
I'm going to say a good 3 seconds.
Okay, do you honestly think, and we can go back and look at every 8 sacks. When you finish this, I want you to go back, and me and you will pick this up later on, but I want you to look and see how many times Matt had 4 seconds, 5 seconds, and any other quarterback. And let me make it clear, I'm a huge Matt Ryan fan. Huge. But you got to step up in the pocket, man. You got to move in there. If they're coming around the edges, you got to push up and step up. Every single time they weren't coming up the middle. A lot of that stuff was coming from the side. Now, yes, my brother Hendrickson was having a terrific game around the side. Jordan, 3 sacks from around the side. Step up.
What about the guy, the linebacker? What his name is?
Oh, Demario Davis. That's a blitz. That's no different than Deion Jones going in there and getting Taysom Hill on a couple of blitz. That's a blitz play. I mean, I'm not even saying anything about play. I'm just talking about the front four. We made the front four look like the Bears from '85.
Hey, we're playing against a 72 team, man. A top 5 defense.
Listen, and you're right. You're right.
We see the same thing happen to Tom Brady.
Yeah, you're right. Go ahead. I apologize. Keep talking, brother.
Yeah, Tom Brady couldn't do jack against that defense, man. And they have a better receiving core, the better O-line, the better coaching staff than us.
I will give you coaching. I will give you defensive line. I'll be questioning about that receiving core because you know what Taysom Hill was doing? But Taysom Hill was letting the ball go and letting Michael Thomas do his normal 10 catches for 100 yards a day.
I'm talking about Tom Brady's offense.
Oh, you talking about Tom? Okay, I thought you said the New Orleans had a better receiving core.
No,
I apologize.
Yeah.
My apologies. My apologies to you, brother. I'm a little worked up today, brother. I'm usually a little less dramatic, man. But these are the Saints, bro. This is a.
We so caught up in the rivalry and don't understand that this is a great Saints defense.
Listen.
I playing like it too.
And I'm gonna tell you too, I really don't like giving the Saints any credit, but you got to give credit. The best unit on the field today was the New Orleans Saints defense. By far. Their offense is garbage. If they go up against the right team, their offense is garbage.
Yeah.
And brother, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for hanging in. I didn't mean to interrupt you too many times, man. Come back in with me, man, when I'm calmed down and we gotta win. You take care, my friend.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I am. This is just absolutely crazy. And I see some of y'all stuff, y'all coming fast and furious. I see you, brother Kerry. Kerry say today was a good day. All right, Ice Cube. I don't have time for you. Carolina had a XFL quarterback player today. I don't want to hear nothing about Carolina today. I know they won. Tony Jackson said, I'm thinking that he doesn't trust his arm strength. You might be right, Tony. And I know you are one of the critics of his arm strength. I got that. That's true. Caller, how you doing? This is Steve, man. And y'all forgive me again, man. I'm really ticked off. Identify yourself. What you got?
Steve, you David, man. What's going on?
Dave, save me for a minute, man, because I don't know how many deficiencies I can point out in a small period of time. So just give me a quick synopsis of what you saw today and what do you see going forward.
Today, like you said, I'm a big Matt Ryan fan. I'm a big Matt Ryan defender, but today, Matt Ryan was absolutely terrible. He was absolutely terrible. And I'm that last caller, no, Matt had 5. I counted 6 seconds on one. No, you have to get rid of the ball. He was high. He receivers today. He did nothing in that pocket today.
And here's the deal too, David. You made a good point. If you have that many seconds in the pocket, your awareness has to tell you, let me live to go to third down. You can't take second down sacks that puts you in 3rd and 18 and 3rd and 19. You can't do that.
You can't. And the sack before the half, nothing.
Yeah. Oh man.
Where we could have put the lead back.
That's a rookie mistake. And to Tony's point, I'm gonna give Tony a little credit. To Tony's point, you know, his arm strength, maybe he doesn't trust his arm strength anymore. Maybe he's trying to be, win with his wits. Because it's amazing to me that you went from the last 2 games that you played, he was pretty good and close to elite the last 2 games. But this game here, the way you saw it going back and forth, you cannot afford to take game deciding sacks as a veteran.
No, you ain't doing Steve. And some of these throws, like the one to play, where the receiver broke it up and he should have led it.
Right.
And that ball out front that play constantly, play had the quarter beat.
Absolutely.
That ball's out front, play his head on the goalpost.
Man, you got to do better than that. I just, and I'll say this, and I want y'all to talk to me online if y'all think I'm wrong. David, let me ask you a question. Does the defense deserve to be called out more on this game or not? Don't get me wrong. We made a couple of questionable defensive pass interference calls, but I thought the defense played pretty well.
Steve, every game we're gonna have defensive laps.
Right.
Every defense has laps.
Right.
Today was
Yeah, I don't even know what I don't know what else to say on that, David. Listen, I thought I was gonna get away with not having a rehab show, but obviously I'm gonna have it tomorrow. So check it, please call in tomorrow, man. I'm gonna take a deep breath and hopefully we can get through this thing, man. But brother, I appreciate you calling. Hit me up tomorrow. We got plenty to talk about. Thank you, Bubba. I see my brother Karen said Steve Breed. It's hard, man. It's hard, Karen. The way you feel when you see Carolina blowing the game, I'm the same way, man. These Falcons, man, I just don't get it. But I think I saw the end today. I think I saw the end of an era with Matt Ryan. I think we saw the beginnings of the end. Because I don't think any regime coming in is going to want to take Matt as their quarterback, looking like he looked today against your division rival. Caller, how you doing? This is Steve. Identify yourself.
What's up, Steve? This is
Jimmy.
Another disappointing week.
Jimmy. Well, and people don't understand. This is the Saints. This is not Green Bay, this is not Chicago, this is not Minnesota, and all losses hurt. But this is the Saints, man. This hits home no matter what. What are we doing? What is Matt doing out there? Or maybe you see something I don't see, Jimmy. What do you see that I?
We're not doing.
Yeah, right.
I'm trying to put this delicately where it doesn't sound too horrible. We play not to win games. We play not to win them, if that makes sense.
Oh, it makes total sense. Total sense.
Because what I saw was first drive, first play out the gate, bomb the ball down the field to Calvin Ridley. Awesome play.
Right.
Once we get anywhere between the 30 to the goal line, offense always bogs down. Now, it could be play design, it could be Matt Ryan not calling whatever he thinks is going to work, but for some reason, we are good from our opponent's goal line up to the 30. Once we get to the 30, you can guarantee a field goal is coming 99% of the time.
Oh, absolutely.
And if I know that, New Orleans knew it, and so did all those fans that were in the stadium.
Right.
Which is why New Orleans, after that first drive, put the pressure on. Because they were like, hey, they get across midfield, we'll let them get to the 30. They're not going to score. And sure enough, that's what they did. They played just well enough to keep us from getting into the end zone. Now, some of it was, like I said, offensive line had their lapses. But if anybody even looks at end of the second quarter, we got the ball back, getting ready to drive into the end zone. We were already in field goal range. I cannot understand for the life of me why they allowed Matt Ryan to try to throw the pass when you clearly said, okay, yes, cool, 65-yard field goal, he was only hitting 60. 3 seconds on the clock, I would have let him take the shot. You know what? Because what were you going to lose at that point going into the halftime?
Absolutely nothing.
Even if he would have missed the field goal.
Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. And you start looking back, especially in the first half, you start looking back at plays like that and saying they could have made the difference momentum-wise going in. Because what you wanted to do today, you wanted to make Taysom Hill a passer. And when the offense can't score touchdowns, that is going to allow them to think that they can, just run the ball all day. When we're kicking field goals, they're saying, okay, good stop. We'll just come down here, either match field goals or eventually get in the end zone. Let me ask you a question while I got you right here, Jimmy. I see two different stages going, two different comments coming on, and it's talking about Matt Ryan and talking about the receivers. Tony, who I know watches games as much as all of us do, he said, so I've been studying since 2006. The biggest difference, the ball comes out quick to multiple receivers, including passes to the running backs and down the field. On the flip side, you have Kenzel, who I know watches quite a bit too, and I respect what he says. says the receiving crew today was trash. Even Julio, they could not get off the jam when those ain'ts pressed and blitzed man coverage. Good points both ways. Which way do you lean?
I really think that the man coverage was bothering us, and here's why. Cutter was calling so many long developing throws,
Right.
which means,
Right.
to me, anything 7 or deeper is a long pass for Matt Bryant. And if anybody noticed, how many short dump-offs did you really see this game?
None. Kamara didn't catch a pass, did he? Kamara didn't catch a pass. I think Murray did.
Yeah, they were really doing so many slow developing plays that I'm just sitting like, what are we doing in this game? And it was like, even with Taysom Hill, whole game, he only really threw to 3 guys.
Right.
My thing is if they were going to them same 3 guys the whole game, challenge one of the other receivers to beat you. I did not see Tre'Quan Smith hardly catch. Jared Cook, yeah, he caught a couple of balls, but Michael Thomas, again, we can't even call him slant receiver no more because the man was catching everything that was thrown his way because the receiver either, every time he was cutting across AJ's face, now this ain't to take away from AJ because AJ did great.
Right.
But when he's cutting across the DB's face, he had 3 yards in front of AJ every time. Right. That's an automatic catch for a veteran receiver.
Right.
Just saying.
And that's so true, man. I just listen because it's the Saints again. It's a little bit more amplified. I just felt like we felt flat. I was telling my son again as we were talking. This felt a lot like the game we beat New Orleans last year, where we just constantly put pressure on Breeze and ran the ball through when we had to and held them to 3 field goals. They did the same exact thing to us.
Anybody really looked at it? The score was almost identical. We won 26-9.
Yeah.
They won 24-9.
Absolutely. Very similar. Very similar. I found that fascinating that we did that. Jimmy, I got a couple people on here, man. I'm going to be in the rehab tomorrow. Brother, I appreciate you calling, man. Thank you so much, man.
No problem.
Thank you, man. I see the other comments coming into Quentin. What's up, brother? Quentin says we got to protect our quarterback better. Yes and no. Yes, we do have to protect. Obviously, I think there were a couple. Carpenter, I saw him get beat a couple of times. I did not like how he got beat. But at the same time, Quinn, he got to let that ball go, man. He's got to let the ball go. You're a 13-year veteran, man. Do you see the way that the NFL is going? The NFL is about short passes taking the place of runs and the quarterback letting the ball go quickly. See Mahomes, see Lamar Jackson, see Josh Allen. Look what these young cats are doing. That's what's going on in the NFL right now. The days of the turtle quarterback sitting back in the back. Loved it. Loved it during the Super Bowl year. Loved it in 2012. But right now it's not working. Caller, how you doing? Thank you for joining me today. Identify yourself for me.
What's going on, big dog? Go ahead,
man. Man, what is going on, brother? What? My goodness. Tell me what you saw, man.
I saw some bull crap.
Okay, so where do you lean?
Man.
Great, Matt. I'm sorry. I'm gonna change that up real quick. Great defense or horrible, Matt?
I'm gonna say the lack of adjustment, and Sean Payton pretty much knew how to attack the defense.
Right.
For me, Matt played like that. Well, that's not understatement. He played terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Play the ball too long. That 3rd and 2, you don't take it back, man.
You can't. This is a 13-year vet, man. This is not a rookie trying to extend the play and make. You have to know your game situation. That was a huge play. And Kuz hitting him from 50 yards.
That took 3 points. Even though that right there is another problem. He cannot win games off silver. We win games by scoring. I mean, the old fans are like, Cutter got to go. Cutter got to go. Period.
Right.
His play caller is so lethargic. It's so predictable. It's flat. I mean, it makes no sense.
None whatsoever. I just so listen, is it did I overreact? Am I overreacting when I say right?
No, look, we had 2 weeks off.
Mm-hmm.
And we should have been all healthy. And Julio, that's one of the biggest Julio bags in the season. Julio has not been healthy since the start of the season. Shut him down. Period. When I seen this man, we're on 3rd down. When he's not on the field, that's telling me something.
Yeah, it is.
It's telling me something.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely, it is. So let me see again. I'm looking through the vision, looking through the lenses of my eyes. I saw a better defensive effort than it's gonna look like to anybody that sees 24-9.
I agree.
Okay.
The defense did enough.
Right.
It was the lack of offensive efficiency that really let this game down.
Right.
I don't the defense played like all world.
Yeah.
When they stopped, when needed to, they held this team to 10 points by halftime.
Right.
And then we just could not capitalize. We could not get it to get goal.
And you know, listen, when you have a game like that, we're at a point now in this franchise that you can't even look to the sidelines to see anybody that can come in and spark something or change the dynamic of what's going on. This is Matt Ryan or bust. So I'm making this very clear so people don't just come for my neck. I appreciate Matt Ryan. But did today look like this is why we have to make some changes? I'm not saying Matt's not going to be here. That price tag going to keep him here. But we need to start looking for the future tomorrow.
We should have been looking for the fifth last.
That's true. I knew you were going to say that. I am waiting for John Harris to call because I know he is probably sitting at home with a chalkboard with a big "I told y'all so." Because if this was a game that he would tell us so, it proved everything he said about holding the ball and everything.
One more thing.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Can we please shut down the playoff dream?
Yeah, okay. I will say this. On this particular platform, the playoff thing is done. I'm not gonna lie to you. There was some hope with if you could sneak by this game, if you could, but I'm done. And any apologies going forward if I mention it again, okay? Brother, take care, man. We're gonna catch you down the road, okay?
All right, man. Thanks.
Be good, buddy. Yeah, I say, what's up, brother Travis? How you doing, man? I just, man, Derek Flowers says, can Raheem fire Dirk Cutter? He can. He's the interim head coach. He should be able to. The problem is right now, I mean, you don't have a lot of choices. But brother Michael says, and Michael, thank you so much for the shout out for my daughter. I'm going to let her know that you asked about it. Thank you so much. She's doing much better. And thank you for asking. I really like AJ Terrell's play, and I'm still Matt in the deer lights, just like always. So tired of it. Just throw the damn ball. Look, I'm right there with you. Today of all days, he looked like he regressed. He absolutely regressed. I mean, absolutely. And going forward, you have to start looking at the future. You have to. And I'm pretty sure Rich McKay is looking, because I'm gonna tell you what, the front office, and this is Steve's opinion, the front office was probably like, ooh, Raheem starting to do a little bit, 3 out of 4, and probably should have won the 4th. Ooh, this might have been the game that put the nail in the coffin for Raheem. Not because Raheem did anything spectacular, did anything himself to lose the game, but unfortunately, this loss is going to go under his regime. So I think this, to his point, we can stop the playoff talk. We can stop all of that. Going forward, it's time to look for the future. Brother Jalen says we need a new quarterback. Jalen, you already know. Jalen, I'm looking forward to hearing over the next couple of weeks. And listen, I'm not telling y'all I'm not looking for wins. I'm not telling y'all I don't want us to win. I still want us to go play the Raiders tough. I still want us to get another chance at the Saints. I still want all of that stuff. But right now, today was a compilation of things that let us know that we are just not there yet. And you have some pieces on this team that are redeemable. You really do. There are pockets on this team that are good. And I say 97 is always going to get love from me. 97 is doing good. Aluakon is, I mean, again, next to Grady, probably the best defensive player on the team. Neal actually is playing pretty well. He got beat on one of those plays. AJ is doing well. AJ's going to be nice. But right now, it's time to stop fooling ourselves into thinking that this team, as constructed right now, is going to miraculously turn around and win 6 straight games and go into the playoffs. It was a pipe dream. I mean, it was. You win some division games, why not? But we fell flat today. I was just awful. And as a Falcon fan, to see that effort against the Saints. And when I say effort, let me make it, not effort. It was effort out there. There was effort. The defense kept playing. Play here or there that it did. Tackling, still much better than it was the first half. Much better. This is a different defense than when whatever Dan Quinn was telling them what to do, this is a much different defense. Michael said that Matt jumped the shark today. Yeah, I think so. Look, many of us are going to look at this and say, what can we do going forward to change it? Right now, we're playing with what we're playing with right now. But I tell you, you better start looking at ways to shave this salary cap and getting you some draft picks. Because as constructed, you need some big time changes on this team. OC, that better be the first thing you change. Michael said, where was our running game? Psh, probably in the locker room. Todd Gurley, 9 touchdowns. That's great. But no. King, what's up, King? King said OC has to go. King, he should have been gone at the end of last year. You start thinking about these things. I think if you either had Raheem or somebody else in here at the beginning of this season, this win wouldn't hurt so bad. It's going to hurt because it's the Saints, period. But if you had anybody else in there at the beginning of this season, it might be salvageable. Because you might be 5-4 or 5-5 or 6-4 instead of 3-7. But now that you're 3-7, we really have to turn the page. In my best dreams, I was saying, slip by New Orleans, get to 4-6. Maybe by the time we get back home, the New Orleans comes back home, we could even our record at 6-6 and have a shot. And then reality hit me today. Derek says it's time to end the Todd Gurley experiment. Yes. Steve, how you doing, buddy? Say Matt Ryan needs to be benched. The Falcons over the years has changed the most positions except one. It's time for that one to change. And here's the problem, Steve. I agree. But as my couch partner, my son is sitting here, who are we going to put in? Matt Schaub? And you might as well let Matt play because who knows? Yeah, we're going to take a bit dead cat hit, but who knows? There might be a team that says he's redeemable. And yeah, we're still on the hook for a lot of bonus money, but at the end of the day, if somebody else says they want to take at least the salary part away, hey, they went through a year where they had to deal with that with Drew Brees. Why couldn't we deal with it? Get you some draft picks, build this team, do what you need to do. I'm definitely not telling us to tank. That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it's time to start seriously looking for the future. Looking towards the future. Travis says, let's see what Ben Kirk got. Yeah, I mean, why not? Why not? At this point, our receiving core. Listen, the receivers I think it was Kenzel that was saying about separation. He was right. There were a couple of plays where they weren't getting separated, but I also saw a couple of plays after they showed Matt Ryan get sacked that if Matt lets the ball go on a couple of plays, a good receiver doesn't need a 2-yard separation. A good receiver just needs the quarterback to throw it 1 yard in front of him. The brother on the sideline with the broken ribs and the collapsed lung made a career out of putting the ball there accurately. Joe Montana made a career out of putting the ball there accurately. If you can put the ball there accurately, a receiver will run into it. So when you talk about separation, you're right. That's part of the game. Receivers have to get it. But a good quarterback will put the receiver in a good position to make the catch. You can't go through all 3 progressions and take 6 seconds and think that nobody's going to sack you. Giving full credit to New Orleans for the defensive effort they gave today, 4 of those sacks were on Matt. Maybe 5. There was not one straight up the middle, I got you before you even think about the pass sack today. And if y'all think it was, tell me. I didn't see it. One where he just straight up went up the middle and got him. Maybe I think DeMario Davis may have had one. But other than that, it was pure Matt. His timer has to go off. That play before the half is unforgivable. You can't do that. That's just crazy. Joe, what's going on? Joe, the birthday boy. How you doing, buddy? Schaub makes quicker decisions. He does, but Schaub is not our future. If you would have told me Schaub makes quicker decisions and we changed him up in week 5 and said he's the quarterback going forward, yeah. But at this point, you have nothing to gain by putting in Schaub. And benching Matt at this point, hey, not right now. Michael says, that our window closed, or do we have one more year? Not what I think the window for big time winning has closed probably in 2018 when we had all those injuries. Do I think this is a complete rebuild? No. Listen, as much as that offensive line seemed maligned, I still like the right side with McGarry and Lindstrom. I still like sometimes the fullback comes in and plays pretty good, Keith Smith. There are some redeemable parts that can go forward with this team. I don't think it would be a complete rebuild, but I do think we need to change some things up. Caller, how you doing? This is Steve. Identify yourself for me.
Hey, Steve, it's Lisa. How are you?
How are you, Lisa? Good to talk to you today. What did we see today?
I'm up there looking at, I'm not a huge stat person, but sometimes I'll look. I'm on ESPN.com right now.
Mhm.
Matt's QB rating for the game, 48.5. Taysom Hill, 108.9. There is no way before this game, if you had given me these stats, that I would have given Taysom Hill to edge.
Absolutely.
Matt looked completely discombobulated pretty much the whole game, and I agree with you. It's just his lack of play-making decisions that really cost us. And I get that, he was getting pressured most of the game. But come on, Matt, you're 13 years in the game, and for you to look like a deer in the headlights for the majority of the game was just really telling. And I think, we just have to come to a resolve that, the 2016 Super Bowl run team is gone. We're going to look different in years to come, including Matt and Julio. We just have to get ready for that.
And
it's coming, and it needs to come, because what I saw today gave me no confidence in this offense. Dirk Cutter, I'm over him. Play calling was atrocious, and I promise you, I could have called a better game than Cutter did today.
Dirk Cutter couldn't have a job as a Walmart greeter for me right now. I'm just so disappointed in that we're still have this guy hanging around, and this will change. Don't trust me. Today was probably the beginning of his last couple of days as offensive coordinator. I'm going to ask you one question, and somebody was talking about it earlier about the future. To me, there are redeemable players on this team, folks that I do have some faith in. I still have a lot of faith in Grady. Foye Oluokun is playing out of this world this year, and probably if we weren't on the 3-17, will be a low-key Pro Bowl thought. Debo played well today, missed a couple of tackles that he shouldn't have. AJ Terrell, much better job than I would have thought he would his rookie year.
Right.
Is this a total rebuild, or do you think this is something that we can do? We can flip the page and maybe in 2022 look at the Falcons' rebirth?
I won't necessarily call for a total rebuild, but the way this current team is constructed, we put all of the heavy weapons on offense, right?
True.
So as this team goes, or as the offense goes, this team goes. Our offense is our best defense, meaning we keep the other team on the sideline. Remember, that was a game, one of our wins, where our time of possession was crazy. It was almost, I think, 3-1. I forget which team it was. That, to me, really spoke to us really using our offense to control the tempo of the game.
Right.
Today, we just didn't have it. And I think I personally, we've always just kind of, boasted of a high-powered offense. And basically, we believe in the offense enough to, outscore everybody. And then we just kind of ask for the defense to bend, not break. But when our offense played like it did today, and I mean, all those 3 and outs and, keeping our defense on the field, that's just a recipe for disaster. And not reaching the end zone is, to me, unforgivable. It really is.
And again, I saw so many parallels between last year's game that we played in New Orleans. Did you see the same thing? It was like the script was flipped, and we were the aggressors last year.
Totally.
And this year we turned into this. I mean, even the first drive where we marched right down the field, and I say to myself, we didn't close the deal on that.
Yep.
There was something about that I said, that's not a good omen.
Yeah, and I feel like, we were, happy with, the results when Raheem Morris took over, except for that one loss we had against Detroit.
Right.
But this team today, that's not winning over anybody for, Raheem to, potentially be, the future head coach of the Falcons. So, Yeah, very. I mean, I'm just overall disappointed in the showing.
And
This team, I mean, even Aints are making, you know, they're texting me. They were like, y'all didn't even try today. What happened? We expected a fight. And I was like, I did too.
I don't even think that.
Normally, our games, irrespective of the record, typically these divisional games with the Aints, you know, are very competitive.
Right.
That was not the case today, and I'm just really disappointed that this is what we produce on the field after a bye week. So really, no word.
And it is. It's hard. To your point, I've been getting blown up on my phone and on the internet about the game, but it's almost not even the vitriol that the Saints fans usually give us, because I think they were probably saying the same thing. Like, was that really? I can't even.
And, you know, I think, you know, once we heard, you know, obviously that Breeze was not going to play, we're thinking, oh, man, you know, this, you know, I wasn't thinking it was going to be an easy out, but I think we kind of maybe felt ourselves a little bit like, oh, we don't even have to go up against Breeze. We should be all right. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
We totally just did not show up.
Well, as Falcon fans, you and I need to still encourage. Listen, we're at a point where we need to turn the page without a doubt. We're still going to be here. We're still going to give them the benefit of the doubt as our team, but we are disappointed, especially against Drew Brees less New Orleans Saints. Lisa, I thank you so much. I appreciate you calling as usual. Look for me on the rehab tomorrow.
Man, I'll be there. This is a lot of rehab. There is a better showing in 2 weeks, you know, here in Sands, because that was some trash. That was horrible. Like
straight trash. You have a great evening, okay?
Alrighty.
Thank you. I just don't even know what to say. PJ says total rebuild ASAP King. We didn't even blitz and hunt. Joseph says all the receivers were in the same area. We definitely need a younger, more mobile quarterback. That all the receivers were in the same area goes back to what we're talking about, Dirk Cutter. Just one of those things where you truly say it's time for a change. King said they're going to get beat next week. Yeah, they're going to get beat next week. Absolutely. Look, New Orleans, to me, if their defense plays pretty decent, they're going to be in games. But I will tell you this. If they go up against a real NFL defense, and listen, let's face it, y'all, our defense, though they played okay by our first 5 game standards, they go against these teams in the NFC. They're not going to have the success that they've had so far. I really don't think so. So I don't think we need to worry about New Orleans winning the Super Bowl, which would be our worst nightmare if that ever happened. But anyway, listen, great recap today. I just wanted to go up till 5 o'clock. Tomorrow we'll have the Monday night rehab as usual when we take a L. Hope y'all join me on there. Thank y'all for for calling and everything, and we will catch up with you guys later on. Horrible loss today. New Orleans takes us out 24-9. See y'all tomorrow on the rehab. Y'all take care, okay?